These, oh my gosh, you guys, I got these at the Goodwill bins. So I paid like less than 10 cents for these. And they tested as sterling silver. Okay, you guys, hard goods. I sold 3 things, yay! And I don't even have like a big selection of hard goods. You guys might recognize this one. This is the Paloma Picasso. We have learned that this is definitely a brand to look out for. This belt is heavily branded in a lot of areas, so that's a very, very good sign. And we are back with another What Sold Over the Weekend on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy. Yes, those, and sometimes my YouTube videos. But today we're doing the What Sold, and these are particularly helpful so that you guys can know what sells right now at the moment, what can sell for fast, for good money, and what things are just bread and butter still selling on these platforms. So I have jewelry first, a lot of jewelry, and 3 hard goods, yay, belts and shoes. So let's get into the jewelry first. All right, here we have some jewelry, and a lot of pieces are pieces I've had for quite a while, and you will be able to tell the pieces I've had for a little bit longer. They have these cards on the back. Now, I stopped using the cards. Some of you might still like using the card system, and it might help you with your inventory, but as my inventory grew, and now I have to start using like a letter system, it's easier for me to find the items if I just put them in a simple bag, and they're still protected because I send them out in the little jewelry boxes. So that's just kind of what I do. I have the sizes of bags that I use down in my description below. There's a link right to the Amazon item if you're interested in anything that I use. So let's get into this first sale here. I believe this was a D-list relist. These are some lovely sterling and amethyst earrings. And now this is kind of what I'm talking about right here. Do you see that little shell Art Deco look? Sometimes when I see this look at the top, I kind of take a closer look at the earrings because it could be sterling, gold filled, or even gold. So yeah, so these sold for $28 on eBay, and I paid $1 in a Shop Goodwill lot. This one I've had forever. So I think these were one of my first actual genuine pearls that I ever found. And the first time I found genuine pearls, I was like, oh, I'm going to be rich. And so, yeah, of course you can do the scratch test with the pearls against each other. But the better test that I like using more often is the scratch on tooth test. I don't see that it damages the pearls at all. You're just doing a light scratch. And like your lips and lower, like the skin of your lower chin / lip, and also your teeth, like those are like the most sensitive areas of your body. So like when I'm feeling temperature or like the pearl test. And I've also learned you can use a taste test for some different materials. Yes, you can. Like vulcanite, which is salty. That is the best way that I have found to use my senses to test for jewelry. I know it's weird, but it really works. So anyways, this is an antique, I believe. It is marked Winard, W-I-N-A-R-D, and it's gold filled. So this I thought was like, oh my gosh, I hit the jackpot. But I mean, it's been on eBay for over a year. I mean, it does better than like a normal, $15 item. This one sold for $32, and my picture wasn't great. You'll be able to see my picture up on the screen. I should have done a close-up picture because these don't look like the kind of pearls that you would just get from China. These actually are a little bit different. Like they are different colors. So yeah, this just looks like a little bit nicer of a piece with these genuine pearl stations, very delicate, feminine. Got this in a jewelry jar for around 50 cents. This one, I love selling my multi-strand necklaces. And this is an interesting glass piece. So these are like a matte glass. Not even sure where these come from. I don't think Austrian or anything. Maybe Czechoslovakian. I don't think Italian. But again, it has the hook here. This was a matte pink multi-strand, maybe 3-strand necklace, sold for $30 on eBay. I picked this up at the antique store for $7.20. Here are some Erwin pearl earrings. There we go. Erwin Pearl is a vintage designer who still has very wearable things today. So vintage pieces that are very wearable. These are like large faux pearl cabochons on a matte gold. I think that matte gold is what really makes it. So you can see it says Erwin Pearl on the clasp here, and then PEP right on the back itself. So if you see PEP right there, it is Erwin Pearl. These sold for $45 on Etsy. After shipping, my earnings were $41.19, and I got this in a neighbor's lot for $1.50. This I've had for a while as well. This is an all brass. There we go, solid brass. And this is an older, like 1970s arrowhead buckle, very hippie. This one sold on Poshmark for $25, and I picked this up at the antique store for $3. I still really do like selling buckles. I sell them pretty regularly, and again, they fit into the easy to list, easy to store, easy to ship, and I have my own little bin here for my buckles. So yeah, still love selling buckles. And yeah, that one sold on Posh. All right, there's some controversy about these. When I first picked them up, they felt like rock crystal. They shimmer like rock crystal, and then they're also marked 925 on the hooks. So went to go test just to confirm. I was thinking, okay, it's either glass or rock crystal. Well, when I used my Presidium on the face here, this face right there, it went all the way up to spinel. So I didn't think these were spinel or a white topaz. So then what I did is I sat on these for a little bit. A couple days went by, I decided to retest the back here where there's a little bit smaller of facets, and it actually did go to rock crystal. So sometimes the Presidium can be a little finicky, especially for things that are all like really big like this, like when it has a really big face, and it basically tests the hardness scale or the heat or something. I'm not even sure. My husband would know. He was a science teacher, and he could probably explain it to me until I was like done listening. But anyways, I decided just to retest, and yeah, so sometimes you have to maybe even recalibrate your Presidium. Now, Presidium testers aren't like a guarantee it's going to tell you everything. It kind of gives you a range of, okay, here's where I'm going to start looking. And I think I've mentioned that on the Facebook group, is like, you know, for me, it's worth it because I found out that these are more than glass, right? Otherwise it would have just stayed in the glass range. And so it kind of gave me a start from there, and then I was able to research from there because these sold for $43 on Poshmark, and I got them in a Shop Goodwill lot for $1. Now, if these were just glass, I might have only gotten $20 for these. So that was nice that my Presidium tester was able to verify that for me. Okay, next we have this bundle going out. Again, we have a belt, but I'm including it. This is mostly a jewelry bundle. We just have a generic, vintage casual belt, brown casual belt. This I picked up at the bins for 50 cents. And they also bundled this little Monet heart. So sweet. It is marked Monet on the back. They bundled this artist palette brooch, which is unmarked but has sweet little rhinestones, and then the Sarah Coventry classic letter made out of like a bamboo or tree branches. This is the letter R. So honestly, all these things besides this, probably are really good for bundling. Like if you're thinking, should I list this? A lot of these things are really great for bundling. And then the Monet heart probably would have easily sold on its own. So yeah, the bundle sold for $40 and my cost of goods was around $4.50 for everything. Next, I've had this for a while. These are just some little, I can never say it correctly. Someone tell me, how do I say that shell?
Power.
That rich blue abalone shell, Pow shell. I don't know. These sold for $7.99 and I paid around $1 in a Shop Good a Lot. This, I actually have one very similar that I bought for myself from a flea market. Someone was crafting these, like making tooled leather flower cuffs. Then this one also came in a Shop Good a Lot. And then this sold on Poshmark for $12. And I think I might have paid like $20 for mine new at a like crafty flea market fair thing. All right, this one might be going out to a viewer, so thank you if you are. This is a bundle going out on eBay, so I did have to refund some shipping. And now this was the first. This one sold for $26. This is an Art Deco pot metal hair stick pin thing. So I love selling hair items that are vintage, and you might be able to see that. I think the video should have uploaded by now. That Ann Taylor barrette was really nice. I just put it right there in my miscellaneous drawer, these like hair pieces. So this one sold for $26, paid about $1. And then this one is turquoise. Now, okay, so I believe it's Alexa on our Facebook group. I'm so glad she's a part of our Facebook group because I feel like she really hones in on her Southwestern turquoise Native American jewelry. And so whenever something pops up, she's really quick to help out. So turquoise itself can be really tricky because they can come from all different kinds of, I don't know, caves, mines, whatever, caves. And so you can label it as such. So there's like Sleeping Beauty turquoise, there's Royston turquoise, there's different kinds. This one, when I compared the colors, looked to be the Royston turquoise. I do not know that for sure. So I asked in several groups and they said it looked like it. I still cannot say for sure. It's not marked. So I just basically put Royston ? So that kind of, if someone was looking for it and they knew what they were looking for, they might be able to find it that way. So altogether, this bundle sold for $105.99. This piece here, I paid $15 on Shop Goodwill. So altogether, my cost of goods was $16. All right, this I've had for a little bit, but finally decided to list it. I had it as a Whatnot Christmas lot at one point. This one is a Hallmark Cardinal brooch, just plastic. Sold for $9.99 on eBay, paid about $1. This one I've had forever as well. This was when I just started getting into reselling jewelry and learning what jewelry sells. So this might have been like a little bit more than a year ago, year and a half ago. And I was just trying out things. This one I described as like modernist, I believe, something. There's no maker's mark or anything. Still a good wearable piece. So this one sold for $11.99 on eBay, paid about 50 cents in a jewelry jar. All right, these are those weird ones. I think Jen was asking about these. These are the ones where they are the little baby scorpions under lucite, and they're just some little hooks. These sold for $9.99 on eBay, and I got those in a Shop Good a Lot for $1. These, again, I've mentioned this several times now, where I will pick up, if it's like a good price, like $2 or less, I will pick up high quality vintage earrings when they have a good weight to them, a good like gold coating on them, kind of like Monet quality, even if they are not marked, because they usually sell for like $14.99 or around there. So again, these are unmarked. They very much look like even like vintage Liz Claiborne style. These sold for $14.99 and I got paid around $2 for those. All right, here we have a Trifari. This one didn't have the crown on it, but still lovely. This is like a layered choker look. I would have priced this up higher if there wasn't so much gold tone loss to it. It's not as bright as it should be. Still in lovely condition, still a lovely piece. And that classic leaf choker look sold for $22.99, paid about 50 cents in a jewelry jar. All right, I've had these for a while and I just haven't listed them because these are like newer than the really, really good vintage Givenchy, whatever. And the newer stuff does this thing where it's really shiny and then has this coating, and it might be like the rhodium plating where it kind of tarnishes and doesn't look as nice. So these are like some abstract asymmetrical hoops. These actually sold same day or next day for $25. I was happy with that offer and I paid around $1 in a Shopgood lot. All right, these sold right away as well. Like Monet and Trifari, a lot of times sells right away. Usually to buyers in China doing like drop shipping or something. So yeah, there's a big collector's market in Asia for vintage high quality jewelry, costume jewelry. So don't like think that it's weird that a lot of your jewelry is going international, or there's buyers from like Portland, Oregon, or New York, or I think another place is Illinois, where they're buying a lot of the Monet, Trifari, things like that. So these sold right away for $17.99, and I got these in a jewelry jar recently for 50 cents. This one is another multi-strand, like Japan necklace, and there's also earrings that go with it, the little cluster clips. I love these because not only are these the acrylic plastic faux pearls, those big bubblegum looking things, but there's also these glass beads right here that look like check glass to me, because there's an iridescence on the ends. So that is just really lovely. I love when they do that where they mix in the actual glass pieces in there. This set sold for $22 on eBay, and I got those in a jewelry jar for 50 cents. Here are some beautiful, lovely, lovely tested as sterling silver earrings. They are mother of pearl. They have an Art Deco look, and they are pierced. Got these in a jewelry jar for about 50 cents, and they sold for $29.99. Now, if you're wondering like which jewelry jar a lot of these are coming from, most of them came from the more recent jewelry jars that I picked up at the antique store, where there was just so much good stuff in there. I think I uploaded those a month or two ago. So if you wanted to watch any of those videos, just go back, and there's just some really, really good stuff in those jewelry jars. And whenever I find a jewelry jar in that booth, I think I'm going to grab it. So, let's see. These are some very classic Zuni style stud earrings. I see these quite often. They are the handmade by an artisan. And there we go. I'm not sure if these are marked, but these do test as sterling silver. They sold for $30 on eBay, and I got them in a Shopgood lot for $1. These are going out to a viewer, so thank you so much. These are the Kissing Fish. How adorable. So what she did is she sent me an email. Are these still available? And you guys might remember these. These are called scatter pins when there's more than one and they match. So she can choose to wear them even like kissing. They're so stinking adorable. She paid $14 through PayPal, and I got those in one of those jewelry jars I was just talking about for 50 cents. Okay, we are to the last row of jewelry here. These, oh my gosh, you guys, I got these at the Goodwill bins. So I paid like less than 10 cents for these. And they tested as sterling silver. I put that they are like a Bali style. I mean, that's kind of what came to mind. And they did test as sterling silver. I can't believe it. I like found a bunch of earrings, and they've been selling from the bins. And there was actually one pair of gold like ball earrings. They were very lightweight and there was a dent in it, but I still got some good money for those. So this is awesome. These sold for $32.50 and I paid next to nothing for those. These I've had for a while again. So these are those the dyed coconut sawdust. I believe that's what it is. And yeah, these are just plastic with that inlaid sawdust. These are Post, very vintage, sold for $10 on eBay, paid around $1 in a Shop Goodwill lot. These I've had forever as well. These honestly look like sterling silver and they look like a designer style. No markings though, however, and I probably won't list hoops like this again because they just don't really sell for me. And these sold finally for $7 on eBay. Paid about $1 in a Shop Goodwill lot. And then lastly on Etsy, another Etsy sale. And I've been like having more and more Etsy sales lately, which is awesome. This I paid 77 cents for. I took a chance on it because sometimes pins, war pins, gold filled pins, even gold pins do really well. And if you look it up when you get home, you might be pleasantly surprised with some of these little pins. This one, however, only sold for $13 on Etsy. After shipping, my earnings were $9.19. I got this at an antique store where I would sift through the bins, and it was 77 cents per piece. All right, I will put my earnings for jewelry up on the screen. Okay, you guys, hard goods. I sold 3 things. Yay! And I don't even have like a big selection of hard goods still. And since I started recording, I sold another hard good, which was in my cabinet upstairs. They're those egg cups. I forget what they're called. And it was a set of 2. And then I realized in my cabinet upstairs, I had another one that I did not list with it. So probably list that one separately, but I'll put it up on the screen. If you guys find these egg cups, apparently they do sell, and they are lovely from England, and I think it's an egg coddler or something. So I've been doing pretty well with hard goods lately. You guys might recognize this. This was, I think, in my first hard goods pickup shop with me that I did with you guys a couple months ago now, where I was like, I don't know, we'll try picking up hard goods. So I got a lovely note from the buyer saying they were looking for something just like this. They maybe collect these pieces and wanted this one for Christmas last year. This is by the brand Frantoio Miraglia and made in Italy. So this is actually an olive oil canister. There should be a cork in here, but there's no cork, so you can use it as a vase. So these are like little collectible pieces. I picked it up because it said made in Italy and it was only $4.99. So yay, that paid off. It sold for $49.99. Woohoo! All right, I do know what this is, even though I'm not really that great at pottery and glass yet. I do know that this is Talavera. Look on the bottom, it says made in Mexico right there. This is what is this? What kind of pottery is this called again? Oh my gosh, my brain is blanking. But anyways, this is really, really lovely. Some of it can go for good money and some of it people have priced very inexpensively on eBay. I think that this one was in really great condition. So I think I priced it at $35 and I did get an offer within a week for $28. So I was like, okay, that sounds good to me. So, and this is a good size, good condition. And I paid $3.50. This was half off at Goodwill. You guys might recognize this where I came home from the Goodwill bins. You might recognize this from when I went to the Goodwill bins and you guys were shopping with me and I had no idea what this was. And I said, if this isn't anything, I will just use it with my girls for their Montessori lesson. So, and it wasn't in good shape. There was like tape all over it and everything. And the inside is in still rough shape. So this I found out is silk lined, right? You just feel that it's silk lined. And I asked you guys, what is this? So this is something that you use on your vanity or your dresser for your gloves. You guys helped me with that. And so I looked that up and I was like, oh, these actually sell. And so it did sell for $23 on Mercari. If it was in better condition or maybe a different style, you can even get more money than this. So that was good to learn. And you guys, the Goodwill bins were like terrible. There were only 2 rows of hard goods and they were so picked through, but I found some paintings and this and just, I was like, okay, I guess nobody wanted these kinds of things. So it's always good to follow your gut on things. So yeah, paid probably less than $1 for this little celluloid piece. All right, so as far as shoes go, we only have 2, so let's get through them quickly. I've had these for quite a bit. These are some Cole Haan wedges. Just really nice, classic, comfortable with the cork wedge heel. These I got in the Goodwill bins for $2, and they sold on Poshmark during a delist relist, and these sold for $29, full price. And now these, I kind of went on a Skechers kick because I'm trying to think who it was. Ryan and Lindsay, they have a channel called Rinzy, RNZY. They sell a lot of shoes and they're really killing it. They're very, very fast paced, go, hustle, which is not necessarily my vibe, but I totally respect it. They recommended picking up Skechers. So yes, Skechers do sell. That might be a surprise. And I picked these up at the Goodwill bins. They are comfortable. Don't really bring me joy. So I probably won't pick them up again, but I picked them up for $2 at the bins and they sold for $20. All right. And we have belts here. This is not including that other belt that sold with the bundle, but you guys might recognize this one. This is the Paloma Picasso. We have learned that this is definitely a brand to look out for. This belt is heavily branded in a lot of areas, so that's a very, very good sign for the quality of purses, jewelry, belts, and things like that. So when we looked this up together on one of my videos, this came from friend mail. So thank you so much. That is so awesome. So I basically paid $0 for this because someone gifted this to me. This was like a size small, so it doesn't fit me. And this one sold for $60 for a chain belt. You guys, I've been saying, look out for those chain belts. So this right here is my bin of chain belts. And as you can see, like chain belts just don't really stick around that long. They pretty much sell pretty regularly for me. And then we have this Chico's belt. Yay. So I do love picking up Chico's, selling Chico's. I did pay up a little bit more for this one. This one I paid $4.99 for at Goodwill. But I mean, Chico's regularly does sell for me their jewelry, their belts, and accessories. This one sold for $18 on eBay. All right, you guys, I hope you're having a wonderful week now that sales are picking back up. Hooray. That makes us all feel a little bit better. And then also, something to consider if you are doing hard goods, especially to start thinking about the holiday season, because that is when a lot of hard goods sellers really sell a lot of their items as gifts or as decoration or things like that. So now that I'm getting a little bit better at hard goods, I might want to start looking at like nativity scenes or Thanksgiving items or things like that. Maybe some Jim Shore. Try to look through those pieces. So anyways, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And I will see you in my next video. As always, make sure you're out there thrifting so you can live generously. Bye guys.